Good evening, she says. Oh, hold on. I'm the wrong way round. This isn't working, Matt. Hold on. There we go. That's better. Good evening. I tell you what, I'm a lot happier than I was a little while ago. I was in that 93rd minute when it was looking like a defeat. This was not going to be a fun pod. But, Matt, we were just chatting, weren't we? We're going to lord it over Chelsea because they effed it up, didn't they?
Oh, mate, we've bent them over, haven't we? Usually, mate, we go to Stamford Bridge, walk out with the other team, go to the centre circle. When it comes to the handshake, we pull our shorts and pants down to our ankles and bend over for Chelsea. Well, today, mate, we've stitched them right up. Absolutely undeserved draw, mate. Brilliant. I'm loving it. Fantastic.
I mean, we pretty much did bend over for most of the game and we got away with it, let's be honest.
But at the end of the day, though, mate.
Games we played well. Yeah.
No, not very good, but obviously we'll get into that, mate. But to get a result from them in that manner, brilliant. And then it all kicks off at the end. Fantastic.
This is only going to be a short show. Obviously, the full show will be on Monday night as usual. We had to do a bit of instant reaction after such a big game, and I'm so thankful we've come away with a point. And Harry's off the mark as well, which is as long as they don't make it an own goal, which it shouldn't be. Yeah,
never an own goal, mate.
To be honest, it was so close to going on target. I think they'll have to give it, won't they?
Yeah.
So who we got? We got callers in the chat. There he is.
Talk about his favourite band. Yeah.
Yeah.
And Kerry. Yeah.
Kerry. Evening. Kelso. Hello, mate. Who else we got? That's about it, really, at the moment. Yeah. Oh, Mark. Feels good to have silence that lot. Yeah, I mean, they were giving it so big time, weren't they? Singing in that 93rd minute.
All I didn't want, mate, is like the end of the game, when it's like, oh, it's happened again. Well, that shut them up, didn't it? We then got to put up with that.
Yeah, absolutely. In previous years, I would have just been resigned to the defeat today. The number of times, I know they smashed us at the Bridge, but quite a few times. I remember Gallas scoring an 89th minute winner from 30 yards, and Victor Moses did it. The second goal, their second goal was very similar to that Victor Moses goal, wasn't it? A few years ago, which was a 2-1. And the number of times, but even though Son was terrible and Kane was
awful,
I just had this little feeling that we might get there today. I'm not saying I predicted we draw, but I think under Conte, you always think we can do it. There's that more confidence, isn't there?
I'm going to be 100% honest. I didn't think we'd win. I didn't really think we'd draw. I thought we'll just go there and it'll be the same old. We'll just and as we'll get into it, mate, the first half and up until we scored really sort of followed the pattern that I expected it to. But we'll go into that in a minute.
I think the first half didn't actually happen, but
yeah.
Kerry, does that cover the cracks that we're not good enough, though? It's a good question, Kerry. I think the problem is we've got Son and Kane who aren't up to speed by a long way at the moment. We need to sort out the wing-back situation.
That's the issue, mate.
Yeah. Definitely. Emerson was terrible, I thought, today. Made one good challenge, didn't he, to covering at the back when they broke. But I just thought he had a very poor game.
I don't really want to rip him, John, but I think when you look at it on the whole, and today they're full of endeavour, but when you're playing those sorts of games, him and Cesc just aren't good enough, are they? Like we're always saying from Sessegnon, we just want to see a little bit more. See a little bit more, but he's not got at the moment. He's just not got enough about him. Like when Perisic come on, even though he wasn't brilliant, you just he put the ball in for the goal, and you just thought he's just got more about him.
Yeah, absolutely. So where should we have a look at what comment? Kelso made a point about Richarlison. We will come to that. So if we quickly just discuss starting lineups, there'd been lots of discussion. I think everyone knew who 10 of the players would be. The only question really was, would it be Perisic? Would it be Sessegnon? I thought he might put Sessegnon back in there because I thought taking Sess out of the team, having had probably his best Spurs game last week, could have really dampened his confidence. Unfortunately, he did have one chance, didn't he? Had that 1-on-1, but he didn't look like he was ever going to score. He might have been offside. I don't know if we actually saw that.
For Sessegnon, obviously, like with our team, John, he's kept the same team. Conte's loyal, isn't he, to be fair? If you've put a shift in the week before and you've got a result, you pretty much know that you're going to start. And we're set with this 3-4-3. So I was hoping he'd play Perisic, but I pretty much thought it would be as you were. But you know, I don't know if we're going to get into it once we've gone through this about the whole midfield four struggled to start off with, but the wing backs for me is still at that time. I mean, James and Cucurella, their wing backs today were head and shoulders above ours. Absolutely.
Well, James didn't start a wing back, did he? James started as a right centre back going into midfield and kicking Son every chance.
But he still gets out there, and then he went out there later on. It's just complete opposite.
I thought, the guest we had on Friday, I've forgotten his name now already.
Charlie
said he could see he could possibly see Loftus-Cheek playing right wing back, and he called the team, to be fair to him.
Fair play to him. Yeah, I thought he was a good guest. We had him on, decent lad.
Very good. It's all about the booking, isn't it, Gibbo?
Yeah, whoever we got booking these people is doing a good job. But yeah, mate, I just thought when he did go out there, and even if he came from right centre back and pushed out there, just polar opposites to ours, really, aren't they? Like, for all the people say, oh, Doherty's this and Emerson's had a few good games at the end of the season where he come in, but they're just still not quite good enough, are they? And that's not me tearing them a new one and taking them to the cleaners, but they're just not, are they? Those two just aren't good enough.
I think I've got more confidence that Sessegnon could be a player than I have Emerson. Sessegnon's got a bit of pace, but he really needs to bulk up a bit more, I think. I know Paul Mew said he has definitely got bigger, but he needs a bit of the Bale effect almost.
I think he has done that, what you're saying, mate, but it's just, I don't know how many times are we going to say there's just someone else. We just need a little bit more from him. Maybe next week he'll just beat that man and whip a crossing, or maybe he'll do this. I mean, Southampton were poor last week, but you can only beat what's in front of you. But,
absolutely.
But today it's, and he set that goal up away at Liverpool last year. But if we're going to want to be fighting at that top, we're going to want it more. You're going to have more consistency and more quality. And I just don't think those two have it. And it sounds mad to sort of after we've got a draw, but I think the performance before that highlights that sort of that need for some quality in that position. And I think Perisic can deliver that. But I do think we're struggling at right wing back. And I don't think Doherty is the answer either.
No, I mean, maybe Spence, but I don't think we're going to see much of Spence in the next 3 or 4 months, to be honest. He might get a cup game, but
a whole new conversation, John. But he wasn't even on the bench today. He could, if we don't, he could go out on loan. If it's pointless having him if he's not going to get on the bench, is there?
I don't think he needed to be on the bench because we had Doherty and we didn't even bring him on. We brought Lucas on at right wing back, which for me didn't really work, to be fair.
But then Lucas is coming on it right. But I suppose the game was running away from us, so you probably go Lucas over Doherty. But yeah, that is a position that needs looking at and strengthening, 100%.
Yeah. So me and Matt made some notes as we were going on WhatsApp, and there's a fair bit of swearing, so we won't go there right now.
No.
But we actually started the first couple of minutes. We started off all right, I thought, and then it just went south the rest of the first half. I mean, Kulu could have played Sonny through, and he just got the pass wrong, didn't he?
Yeah,
it seemed to be the score of a game.
Yeah, we were really, especially like players you expect to really loose with our passing, and sort of like Kulu last week. He played that ball through to Sessegnon where Walker-Peters come in, won the ball, and it was in that same sort of area, but he just didn't get it right today. And it's another one of those things that I think when we go to the bridge, we're just not at it. There's just something up here, and we're just not. Like when we went to City. And City are a better team than Chelsea, but we were more at the races, weren't we? When we go to the bridge, we just shit our pants. I know it's early, but didn't know what else to say.
The swearing embargo's gone. So Kelso, fair play to them. The first half of the tactics were spot on. Changes had to be made. I'm going to call HG here. He basically said exactly what Tuchel did on Friday night. He said, flood the midfield. Normally Willian or Mason Mount back over the years have always flooded our midfield, and we could struggle, and that's all they did. James kept stepping into midfield. Mason kept dropping. Mount kept dropping back into midfield, and this is the one thing that worries me about Conte. He doesn't adapt quickly enough. He could have got Kulusevski to drop in, or even Kane to drop in, and put Son down the middle against Thiago Silva, because he was getting bullied by James. Put him in the middle, and get some balls through the channels. We're playing quite high line at times.
Yeah.
And for some reason, we just didn't do it. And it was really frustrating.
But like, mate, you know, I don't want to say anything bad about Conte, but he loved that we play that formation. But it's like he wouldn't have thought, look, we're going to go there today, and I'm going to put Kane and Son up front because they're the two that score, and I'm going to drop Basuma in that midfield, and I want to win that midfield battle. He doesn't think like that, does he?
No.
He doesn't think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get us on the ball. And Chelsea, you know, like the last few times that we've played them, mate, they just absolutely like. I think people saying that Jorginho ain't no good and Kante's on the way out. But for long periods of that game, mate, our midfield were chasing shadows against those two.
They just did triangles. Mount dropped in.
Yeah, they were just,
there. The thing is, Jorginho is a fantastic passer of the ball if you give him time. Yeah. Do you remember when we beat them 3-1 at Wembley?
Yeah.
Dele Alli sat on Jorginho.
Yeah.
Couldn't play. He couldn't do anything.
But what I'm saying is, we changed our formation for that. We set up to do that. Whereas I don't think Conte will he? Conte is, look, this is how we play. This is what we've been working on. This is what we do. But, but you know, I'm just on like we weren't very good today. I think we'll do if we'd have lost today. I was thinking to myself, say on here, we'll do all right this season. I'm sure we'll finish top 4. We will improve and get better, and we'll have more better days than this. But it is just that those games at the Bridge, we just cannot get over, like just going there and not playing very well.
Yeah, I mean, we've had some games where we have played fairly well, but today we were terrible, and particularly Son, Kane, and Kulusevski were terrible. So if we can get, obviously, you know, Kulu had a great game last week. If we can get Son and Kane up to speed, and hopefully that goal for Kane will get him up and running now, I think we'll see a different team in those big games. Yeah,
like you were saying about the triangles that Mount, Conte, and Jorginho were playing. We sort of tried them, and it was just pinging off. It was just pinging off players' feet, and we just didn't like. Obviously, Kane's bagged the goal, and I thought he tried to get on the ball and make things happen. But Son was awful today. Nothing was coming off for him. It was, and it was just for me. You were watching it, thinking this is like there's something in his. It's just like he was nowhere near at it. Yeah, nowhere near. Or Kulusevski, nowhere near at it.
Kerry makes a good point. Reece James was scarily good.
Brilliant.
In the brilliant roles he seemed to play, but he just didn't. He's a big, strong lad. He's fast.
Yeah.
We keep trying to play the ball up to Son. He's not great with his back to goal.
No.
Son's strength is the ball over the top or through the lines.
Played through by Kane.
Or trying to attack someone.
Yeah.
And they just kept winning the ball every time went to Son. And I'm surprised he was on the pitch as long as he was, to be honest, because it wasn't. I know he's a top player, but he has these runs where he's just not at it. And today he was very poor.
And Richarlison came on and put himself about a bit, didn't he?
Oh.
Just did what Son couldn't do today. Richarlison, I don't believe Richarlison's got Son's quality, but Richarlison did what we needed Son to do a little bit more of today. Yeah. Just make a nuisance of himself and just get little knocks in front of each other. And he's a little bit stronger, a little bit more robust. But Reece James, mate, phenomenal. Great player. And what really winds me up is we play with wing backs. A big part of Conte's philosophy is wing backs, and our wing backs aren't good enough. And why aren't we looking at somebody? I'm obviously not Reece James, but why aren't we looking at a right wing back in that mould? It'd be brilliant for us.
How many are around? That's the big key, isn't it? I mean, I'd love to have Reece James because he can play a number of positions, but
obviously not going to happen. But there's players around there who are better in those roles than ours. I know there's not many about whatever, but if you need them, we've got to go out and try and do something.
I think maybe that's what they're hoping with Spence long term, and maybe they think they can do something with Emerson, but he needs to learn to cross.
Well, he can't, mate. That's not going to happen. I think he could get better, but overall, I don't think you're going to get him ever being a flying right wing back anywhere near to the level that we need our right wing back to be. But
I agree. He's not fast enough, and he just.
I think, John, we talked in the chat. In the chat. The ball went out to Emerson at one point. I can't remember what minute it was now in the first half, and we'd hardly been on the ball, but he got the ball in a decent area, and he sort of shifted the ball to one side, little bit of pace just to beat his man, and it was sort of like I don't even know if it was a cross or a shot, and it was just at the near post, and Mendy picked it up. And I think I messaged you and I said that just about sums it up. Nothing, absolutely nothing came of it.
Yeah, absolutely. I think he just doesn't offer enough at the moment. Now, whether he can be trained, I don't know. It's just frustrating, isn't it? First half, we were just terrible. I think we had something like 32% possession. We couldn't keep the ball. Bentancur couldn't keep the ball.
No.
Højbjerg was running around with his arms flapping.
Yeah.
He couldn't get, and I don't really blame him.
No.
Because the tactics Tuchel were right for our system. And so, although you should say, a bit like the goal that came from Koulibaly, which was a great finish.
Yeah.
Why we're leaving all this overload at the back post and no one's thinking, I need to go and block.
Yeah, I mean, go on. Sorry, mate. I'm butting in. Carry on.
Is it because Conte has them so drilled that you play my way that they're not allowed to think for themselves on the pitch? Is that one of the problems?
I'm not sure if at times like that you've got to kick in. I know what you're saying, but whether it's got to kick in that this is what we need to do, because Son was just sort of stood there while he didn't even. There was not even any pressure on him, was there, on Koulibaly? He's just literally ran onto it. Great finish and cracked it in, and Son's not even like tracked him. Like Son shouldn't be on him anyway. It should be somebody else, but he's like not even followed him, has he? He's just sort of he's on his haunt. He's just stood there. But yeah, I don't know what that is, mate. And then didn't they do something pretty similar a few minutes after? They knocked another corner in and Koulibaly was at the back stick.
Well, when I went to the Brentford game with Steve,
they did
Brentford had 3 corners in a row that were exactly the same.
Pinged it to Ivan Toney.
Ivan Toney every time, and we just didn't switch on to it, and that's a real worry. If we
because we're in the box, and that is where that's our captain's domain, the goalkeeper. He's in that box, and like Dyer's seen as another leader, and I don't see them like balling anyone out, saying like, why is he free? Why isn't anyone marking him? We just sort of like as if we're like, well, I've been told to stand here, so I'm standing here. I'm doing my job. I ain't keen on that.
Yeah. So somehow we got away with it.
Yeah, we got away with it, mate. Yeah,
we just had to get through to half time.
Yeah,
and I was hoping we did come out a bit more energetic for the second half, but you could still tell they were dangerous. And if they had a striker, we'd have been smashed, I think.
Yeah, mate. Like, I think it was on 50 minutes. I was watching it, and the ball's gone into someone in the middle of midfield, and that guy is sort of turned to knock it to someone on the turn. I don't know who it was. It had gone. But it was just played into a space and there was absolutely no one there. And I was just like, what are we? Our ball retention was so poor. And, and I just thought to myself, it's as if we don't believe in as if we've gone there and we just stopped believing in what we were doing. Like what we.
Yeah, that's exactly what we did at the Etihad, wasn't it? We kept the ball. I know Bentancur got caught, but we kept the ball and found, that third goal was so many passes, wasn't it? In injury time.
But we just kept going. We kept finding feet. We seemed to be physically stronger and mentally ready. But it was as if today it's just like, oh my God, we're at Chelsea and I don't know what to do with the ball. I've forgotten everything I've been doing for the past 6 months. Yeah. And it's just frustrating.
So we did have, just after half-time, Kane did play one of his trademark right foot curling balls to Son. It was just overhit.
Yeah.
And you could tell Son just wasn't confident enough. He was a bit of a scuff, and again, Mendy was off his line quickly, similar to the Sessignon chance in the first half.
Yeah.
And I think that summed up Son's day, certainly.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely, mate. Yeah. Son just wasn't at it. And today we had, like we've been talking about all summer, we brought Richarlison on for him. And it's like, no, you're not doing it, mate. Off you come. Richarlison goes on. And that's what we've been talking about.
Richie came on for Cess, didn't he? Because we went to a back 4. And then he played Richie. So Son was left wing, Cooley right wing, 2 up top. And immediately the difference.
Yeah.
And now, whether it's the tactics or whether it was Richarlison's running at everyone.
Endeavour, yeah. But what I'm saying is eventually it's like, Son, you're not doing it today. Off you come. But we can put bodies on that, you're not bringing on, say, like Dane Scarlett, going to be a good player, but we're not doing that, are we? Like, we're actually bringing on someone who's, You know, and we can bring Son off because he's not at it. So, and that's what we've been screaming for. All the substitutions today, we've been able to sort of put players on who can make a difference.
Yeah, I think Kerry's right. Richie has got a real presence. When we switched back to the 5 when Perisic came on just after their goal, I did worry about Richarlison. He wasn't anywhere near as effective. I would have rather gone 3-5-2 at that point and just played the 2 up front.
Yeah. And just get him running.
Yeah,
get him running.
I guess it's down to options on the bench because we didn't have an extra. We only had Basuma as central midfield options, didn't we? And he took took Bentancur off, who again, I mean, well, let's talk about the equaliser, shall we? I mean, you weren't sure if it was a foul. I think it probably was a foul by Bentancur, but I can see why the ref didn't give it. From his angle, it looks like he gets the ball. But I think he had to take, was it Havertz? Havertz, his foot, or mate, whoever it was, Chelsea player.
Yeah, it was Havertz.
Yeah. Had to take his foot to get to the ball. But the ref played on, and ultimately Chelsea have to play on, and Jorginho's mucking about in his own box, doing dragbacks.
Mate, exactly. You know, I'm not 100, but then, you know, a lot of things that are given as fouls nowadays, I'm a bit like, that's never a foul.
To be fair, the ref let a lot go, didn't he?
So we've won that, and we've gone up the other end, and like you said, he's messing about with the ball, and we've just sort of knocked it wide to someone, and Højbjerg's took a strike at goal, and it's gone in the bottom corner, hasn't it? And we're back in the game. You know, we haven't really created it or took them apart or whatever. We've just sort of kept the ball alive, and Højbjerg's took a crack at goal, and it's gone in, and we're back in it. We had got better, but we hadn't really deserved to get back in it, had we? But we sort of improved, and then it all kicks off on the sideline, and I'm thinking to myself, oh God, when this happens, it's great and you're watching it, but there's nothing worse than sort of the euphoria of getting back into it, and there's a bit of a scrap, and you're like, yeah, come on, we're back in this. Then you think to yourself, if they score now, though, which obviously when they scored it again, and Tuchel's running down the line, that's a real sickener, isn't it, when that happens?
Oh. Do you know what? Well, he should have been booked for that as well. So they both got booked, Conte and Tuchel.
Yeah.
If they leave the box like that, and he went miles down the line. So the biscuit a little bit.
Yeah.
So, you know, and then obviously they both got red cards at the end of the game anyway.
Yeah. I mean, that's pathetic, isn't it? I mean,
they'll probably get a 1-match ban each, won't they?
Yeah. He said he didn't look him in the eyes, didn't he? Tuchel was like, look me in the eye or whatever, and he kept hold of him. I mean, ridiculous, really. They just squared up to each other, didn't they? And they've given them a... Yeah, I mean, they're not going to get those...
Tuchel's about a foot taller than him for a start.
Yeah. I think Tuchel... I like Tuchel. I think he's a good manager. And I like when I listen to him talk, even though he's Chelsea, I think he's all right. But I think Conte got under his skin. I don't know many
Spurs fans who don't think he's a good coach. He's a good coach. And first half, we saw that tactically actually did this.
Tactically superb, mate.
Yeah. Højbjerg's, as far as Højbjerg's goal, I thought was very, very similar to his strike at Anfield that hit the post. Similar sort of distance. And when he hit it, I thought, oh, what are you doing? And it just rolled in the bottom corner, didn't it? And the cat was next to me, and I might have scared him a little bit. But
it's like, I think Gov's saying in the comments here, Højbjerg was frustrating but good. And I was talking to my brother-in-law and my wife's cousin. I was watching it with them for a bit. And I said, he's got this, he's brilliant at organising. I mean, he was chasing shadows today, but I think he's just, you get the feeling that he's always going to get picked. He just offers something, doesn't he? And you can't put your finger on it. 1 minute you're like, all he's doing is waving his arms around. He's getting them run around and he's knocking a shit past. And then the next minute, mate, he does something really, really good. He's just sort of like, he's not at that real top level, but he does offer something. He does. There's just something about him. It's like he's a real sort of leader. And I don't like just, he gives it, he tries his hardest, but there's just something about him that he just seems to get picked.
I think long term, I'd have Basuma over him once Basuma settled in and learned the system. But you need that squad rotation. My biggest worry is with Bentancur not on it, we don't have someone in midfield who we know can keep the ball.
A classy player. We don't have a classy player.
Here
we go. Here we go.
How are we doing, guys?
All right, mate.
Yeah, how you doing?
Live from the dining room cave.
Yeah.
Live from the dining room cave, yeah.
The boss has turned up, John. The boss has turned up.
Yeah, behave you too.
Me and my croaky voice can go.
Daisy was here in a minute ago. She wanted to say hi, but then she started off the day with a Spurs shirt on, but it soon got discarded.
Yeah.
What do we think of that then, fellas? I'm sorry I haven't heard any of the show. I've had
okay. Basically, we were terrible and we got out of jail, and it's funny because Chelsea blew it. Pretty much.
We should be getting arrested for daylight robbery, mate.
Yeah.
And I'm loving it.
Yeah. And Kane's got me some more points for a fantasy football team.
Yeah. I reckon I captained him.
Yeah.
Oh, did I captain? Oh,
and James. I think I've got James in my team as well.
Kane is my captain. Yeah. He got me some points today. But
thank goodness.
The talking points, I thought to me, Richarlison, when he came on, you probably already talked about it, but made such a difference to the energy of the team.
Yeah.
Energy of the team.
I just said, Caller, that I know he didn't come on for Son, but what he gave us was not the exact quality of what Son gives you, but he gave us what we needed Son to do today, and that's just put yourself about a little bit more. Yeah. Just sort of like be a bit more robust and a little bit more sort of, we started turning their back four a bit so we could try and push up we still weren't brilliant, but we just put the pressure on them a little bit more. And Richarlison did that because I thought his touching and bits like that were quite poor, really. Well, I didn't think his touches were great. I thought, his touch, a bit scrappy. But what he did give us was just a little bit of impetus that we needed.
Raw energy. That's what I say. It gives you raw energy. So it's a bit like some of the guys we have on the show. Raw energy is what you need sometimes. It's one of the key ingredients for winning team. Whether or not he's got the most guile, which we know he hasn't, but he was in and around it, wasn't he? Even Lucas, when he came on, gave us a bit of that running. I mean, Lucas always run around for you. At the end, we needed that. You could see us getting something in that second half. I think the other, so Richarlison was a positive for me.
Yeah,
I think the other positives were Romero's shithousery. How he got away with pulling Cucurella's hair out.
He's probably got some of that still in his hands, hasn't he?
That was hilarious. I mean,
I think that really helped us score the goal because they weren't switched on. Corner, were they?
Yeah.
Kane and Richarlison were both unmarked.
And here you go, Perisic. HG said it in our chat.
Yeah,
he's got to be in the side for those set pieces.
Call up.
Good for those corners.
You say that, but his first one was terrible. He was one on the left, didn't he?
His first one was terrible, but then the two back arrowed in. I mean, the first one could have been a goal quite easily, a worldie of a save. Yeah. I don't even know who that came off. It might have been Lucas. Was it David?
It was David.
And the second one, I mean, it was just almost carbon copy. But the movement was really good. You look at it was 3 Spurs players trying to head that ball in the back of the net.
Yeah. We just said before you came on, Caller, that I don't want to rip Sessegnon or Emerson. But I thought when Perisic come on, I'm not saying he worked as hard, but you just felt so much more comfortable with the quality he had.
Yeah,
everything about him is a level above Sessegnon.
It's true. Yeah,
and we need to address that on the other side because I said I know Reece James didn't start there, but Reece James was on a different planet to Emerson.
He was quality.
Yeah, he was quality, and we've got to be looking for somebody in that mould. We are just so far behind in that area. That's what
I've said all along. But the frustration is what Doherty would give you is he would stretch them up the pitch because he always pushes on.
He does push on, but
might leave you exposed.
Yeah, but today,
I'm not saying he's anything like Reece James, right? But you need to push them back, and absolutely, Doherty gives them something to worry about. Whereas, Emerson, he's going to put a good defensive shift in or try to.
But we were starting from a deeper position, so I don't think Doherty would have been any good or any better in their take. Because I think Doherty is defensively weaker than Emerson,
he is.
and he doesn't carry the ball as well as Emerson either. So I don't think he would have helped in that. I don't think he does. Like when Emerson's goal against Southampton, he started running with it. It wasn't the own goal, but he carried on that run, and then he went down the left and pulled it back. I don't think you'd get that from Doherty. You'd get something different and maybe more effective, but I don't think today we need a right wing back in the mould of Reece James. We're not going to get him, but we need to be looking at a right wing back who can do what he can.
I've been saying that all window, but I can't see it happening. This is true, Phil. Hell of a throw on Perisic.
Yeah.
Like a missile.
Kane didn't even know it was coming.
No, the players looked shocked it was happening. So, that tells you all you need to know. And this from shout out, Gov. Kulu, poor. I thought Kulu was terrible, actually.
Kulu and Son were awful.
Really poor in their pockets, Chelsea's pockets. But I think the thing is with Kulu, he's a fantastic player, right?
Yeah.
Can I just preface what I'm about to say with, he is a fantastic player. He's been absolutely spot on during his time with us, bar a couple of games. This was one of them. And it could be to do with the quality of the opposition he's playing. Because he was just, it was said Cucurella had him in his pocket last year at Brighton when we played Brighton, and it's pretty similar today. To be honest, he didn't get a sniff. I mean, the goal that was down to there was twice he did that where he fell over.
Yeah,
I was just about kick.
I was just about to say that. Yeah, I was about to say that. Me and John hadn't got to the second goal yet. But that was like a little bit namby-pamby from Richarlison. But then Kulu, I hate that when they sort of just go down hoping for a foul. But we just played on and we're caught up the pitch then.
It's Reguilon's signature move, by the way.
Yeah.
That is, which is why I'm glad he's not with us anymore because he gets tackled, he just plays for a free kick.
Yeah.
And goes down like he's been shot and tries to cheat. And you don't like to see it, but it cost us a goal today. It cost us a goal today. Really poor.
We hadn't got to that, had we, John, yet?
No, but we all know gingers don't do well in the sun, do they? So
yeah, it was hard.
So we switched to this 4, didn't we? Switched to the back 4. And if we'd been playing our back 3/5, that wouldn't have been an issue at that point. It's just because it all got dragged across.
Yeah.
They probably haven't played as a 4 much under Conte.
It wouldn't have been an issue, but why are you dicking about like that?
Oh, no, I agree. Yeah, he should, in my eyes, Kulusevski should be able to push Cucurella off without 100%. Any problems.
100%.
I think what sort of worked in our favour and the changes we made turned it a little bit more chaotic because Chelsea were on top, fully in control of that game. The game was going the way they wanted it to. And then the formation changes and the way we started playing, it just made the game a little bit more chaotic. And I felt that was the only way we could score today because our passing was off. We weren't creating. I mean, Kane had that miss when I saw that. So that is it. That sums Spurs Chelsea up. But it just became like with the Højbjerg shot, like we spoke about, John. It just became a little bit more fragmented in that, and that helped us, didn't it?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I couldn't. The Kane thing just showed where he's at the moment. He's on his normal August start of the season. Him and Son
scored though.
He did score, so that might kickstart his season. But him and Son, they came last in that weird bleep testing they did in Korea.
Yeah.
And I just don't think they're at the races yet, either of them. Hopefully, they'll get there in a couple of weeks.
You can tell with these players by their touch, can't you?
Yeah.
They're just, it's just coming in like Kane and Son. His touch and everything about him at the minute, it's just not laboured. There. Yeah,
it's all a bit laboured.
Yeah.
I thought that the conditioning didn't seem to make a difference against Chelsea today, did it? They were just as fit as us.
They were as fit as us, mate, and they've got the sign over us. We just do not play well there.
See, I'd say our 11 is as good as theirs, but for whatever reason, when we previewed it, and when I was on 5 Live yesterday, drop that in there.
Yeah,
so you go the front 3,
all day long.
Miles better,
mate.
Better.
It was the tactics.
Yeah,
the tactics. Conte didn't adapt.
Yeah,
till the second half.
If you pick a team out of those two, you're picking. I bet you most people's teams would be half and half. They'd be half and half. It's just
5.
Whichever way you want to go. And we just don't perform there. I think we're pretty level us in Chelsea at the minute, but we just do not turn up there. We just don't.
No, but we did come away from there with a point.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Absolute daylight robbery.
And psychologically, that point could be massive for us. Massive. Because it's coming back somewhere where, reasonably fair to say, statistically, we don't have a good record there. And 2-1 down with 3 minutes to go, 4 minutes to go.
Yeah,
you wouldn't be backing Spurs to get a goal back, would you? Historically,
4 points from 2 games. We got none.
Yeah, last year we got none. Yeah, absolutely.
Unbeaten.
I just think, unbeaten. I think under Conte, I always feel we've got a chance. Whereas on the previous managers, I would have written that game off.
Yeah, they played till the final whistle. But what was great, you saw our new signings making a difference. Bissouma celebrating with the crowd. I mean, he was going a bit much, really, doing the old way.
Yeah, I didn't see that.
Hang on, mate. We won the FA Cup. We just got a draw at Chelsea. But, Bissouma, I thought was decent when he came on. He's got to be integrated into that side because although Højbjerg scored the goal, I thought he was pretty woeful generally.
I think both of them were. Both central midfielders were off.
Yeah, fair to say. Richarlison looked good when he came on, but again, you want to see more from those other front three players. And then Perisic offered as well, didn't he? So not only have they bailed Perisic and Kane bailed my fantasy football team at 80 points this week, guys. I think that's that in itself is a pretty good haul.
They've done well there.
They're moving us forward. Hopefully, we've got the quality now.
Ultimately, though, for all the negative we talk about, we've come out of that game with a positive result, and that is all that matters. Now, that is in the grand scheme of things, that is all that matters.
Yeah, absolutely. And just like I say, we can start again. Who have we got next week? Well, Wolves at home.
Wolves at home. Ideal opportunity to keep the momentum going. They beat us last season.
We should smash Wolves.
Mate,
my dad. I was chatting to my dad about it earlier. Yeah, they drew, didn't they? With was it Fulham yesterday? They're not looking great. They've got no cutting edge up front at all. They've got rid of their best defender for a reason that we'll go into on the preview.
Yeah.
They're there for the taking. That should be another Southampton style result. And if we put that, I mean, we're banging in points from places we didn't have last season, aren't we?
The way the game finished, the goal, and then all the shenanigans that went on after. Hopefully, our players will buzz it like they'll be feeding off that because there'll be an energy, a buzz about the whole place. We've gone there and got a 94th minute winner, even though we were rubbish. We've stuck it up and right at the end. The managers are arguing. We should be going into that now next week, thinking we're on it now. We're unbeaten still. Just keep going. We're at home. We got Wolves, and that it should be not a given, but we should be going out thinking we're going to win this.
I agree with that completely, but we always struggle home to Wolves. We always beat them away, struggle at home. So again, it's another one of those that's we could hopefully get something out of it. I just want to show you this, guys. I've just seen this. Just take that comment down for 2 seconds because you're going to like this. Look at that. Don't even know what you call that.
That's
Romero.
Oliver Barnett.
Romero.
Romero. Yeah.
I love it. I love people who do. I mean, they're so badly put together. It's clearly been done in 3 seconds on Photoshop, but it just tickled me. So guys, I'm gonna have to love you and leave you. I just wanted to drop in and show some love and support and thank everyone watching the broadcast. These two guys are gonna dissect it. Be really fun to get some people on from the chat as well. But for now, I'll love you and leave you.
We will see you tomorrow evening, caller.
Yeah. You'll see me tomorrow evening. I'll be back. Yeah. Hasta la vista, baby.
All right, mate.
Right. So we've been going 40 minutes nearly. James and Caller's been in. So, we've... John, sorry. I'm so used to being on with younger Junior.
I think he watched it with his granddad, who's a Chelsea fan. So this is
brilliant for him.
Brilliant. Happy days.
I'm so used to being on with him, mate.
Let's have a look. Here you go. Here's our possession. It's 30. I think first half was 32% possession as well. We were we couldn't keep the ball. We couldn't do anything. As I say, it does worry me if Bentancur's not at it. We don't have someone who can play it.
Yeah.
And obviously Kulusevski normally he's very good at keeping the ball. Chelsea
keeping
very
the ball
much on it today. Both Son and Kulusevski.
Yeah,
and we've got to watch that going forward.
Yeah.
We got any more comments, Kerry? Conte saying we took a small step forward today. It's a good point. We did.
Yeah.
As we psychologically, just getting that point, knowing we can get that result when we play badly, it's such a huge. They always say mark of a good team. Is getting to something, winning normally, but getting a result at Stamford Bridge, I think, is.
Conte said last season, when you're in those positions, don't lose games. Just don't lose a game. And we haven't lost that. And he won't come away today. Like sometimes we come away from these games, but take from that, we tried really hard in the second half and we didn't concede loads. Conte will be thinking, the only thing I want to take away from Stamford Bridge today is points. 1 point or 3 points. That is it. That is what he thinks about.
So Seb's just messaged saying, this Romero hair pull thing, we'd be going mad if it was the other way around, but it's not. It's so beautiful.
It's a thing of beauty,
Absolutely.
Mate. Let's revel in it.
Yeah, and also the foul, the potential foul by Bentancur before our first goal. How many times have we had dodgy decisions at the Bridge? So many times over the years. So
you got to move on.
Brief,
doesn't matter. Nothing's changing. We've gone there today, like you said. We haven't seen the interviews yet. Obviously, me and you. So once this is finished, we can go in, have a look, and we'll have a chat about it. And there's obviously more shows during the week where we can dissect it even more. And we've just got it's onwards and upwards now. We've got to just get over that. Yeah, we haven't won there, but we haven't lost, and that is it, mate. We push on.
Yeah, absolutely. Cool. Well, just apart from Kerry laughing a lot, I think that's
how I feel, mate. That's how I feel, Kerry. Brilliant.
Isn't it really? It does. It feels almost like a win because of the way we came out. We played badly. When you get that injury time equaliser, it makes such a difference, doesn't it? It really does.
And in a game like that as well, in the London derby where they thought they had us, and they pretty much, and we weren't good. We didn't deserve a draw, and we've got one. And that'll be a bigger blow to them. That'll be a massive blow to them.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's the beginning of the season. We're not going to be in full flow straight away, are we? So
no.
We obviously we've got City coming up in a few weeks. We've got to go away to the which we know will be a tough game because Arsenal will be at it at the Emirates. So we've really got to go there and play well.
And John, we don't win at the Emirates very often either, mate.
No, we don't. No, because we don't turn up psychologically. But hopefully, Mr. Flipchart board won't be quite on it tactically.
Yeah, and Conte will be on it.
Yeah, hopefully Conte will get us up. And, even if Richarlison goes there and plays. Here we go. We wondered how long the question would take, Matt. We did debate this a couple of hours ago. When we were losing 1-0, I messaged Matt saying how long before the question would be. I still think we need a passing midfielder. Whether it needs to be a 10, I don't know.
Yeah. I think it'll probably be somebody more in the mould. I don't think he'll use creative midfielder like some of our fans think we will, like a Maddison. I think it'll be somebody more in the mould of Bentancur who can just take over that role from him when it's not going for him.
Yeah,
I don't know who. I haven't got any names. No names spring to mind, but I'm sure there's plenty out there, and that's what I think I think he'll be looking for. And as I said earlier, the creativity and he wants it's the width as well. We've got to get Perisic in that team, and we've got to do something with our right wing backs. Not most of the time, Emerson, Doherty, or Spence, whoever plays there against a lot of the teams will be all right for us, but we need to have top quality.
It will be interesting. Bear in mind what we just said about the Wolves game.
Yeah,
Doherty against their team. Whether Doherty goes in against Wolves.
Yeah,
because they shouldn't give we shouldn't have so many defensive problems against them. So actually, there's an argument. That Doherty goes in that game, and then you bring Emerson when you need defense because defensively he is quite good.
Yeah,
it's just the going forward that is my problem with him.
Yeah,
and as the wing back's supposed to be our creative outlet, effectively, that's a bit of an issue going forward. Jamie says take a draw and move on. Yeah, I think it's
absolutely that's it. I think that's it. Enjoy what's happened. Yeah,
do you think Eriksen would have come on the pitch today if he'd been a Spurs player?
I think he is not saying. I think he is a bit more in that mould of Bentancur that he can do that because he does run around. I know he's not really the type that puts his foot in, but he nicks a ball and he intercepts. I think he would have been an ideal replacement for him today if it hadn't been going well. But it is what it is. That ship sailed. Got to forget about it.
Paqueta's a player that has been linked with us quite a lot recently.
I like what I've seen of him, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm not sure though if I've not seen a lot, but what I have seen, he looks tidy. But I don't know whether he's that player. I think it'll be an opportunity that arises now, mate. I really do. I don't really know where we go.
Well, now that it looks like Ndombele's going to Napoli, Lo Celso's out the door.
Movement. Yeah,
we might start. We've got 2.5 weeks left of the window still, so it might be the last week before something happens.
I think it will be, Jane. I think that's John. I think that's where is what's going to happen, mate. That's where I think we're heading.
But a doggy, how much is that doggy in the window? He's on the plane now, apparently. He's due to land at 8 o'clock, I think. Medical, and then obviously he's flying back.
Straight back.
He's on loan. Yeah. He hasn't played this season for Udinese, I noticed. I had a look earlier. Well, Kerry's loving seeing Man United's demise. And after Ferguson ruined the 90s for all of us, then I agree 100%.
Yeah.
Camille is saying, I think Perisic, Basuma, and Richarlison made a huge difference. They did, absolutely.
That's what we bought for.
Kulusevski was poor. Yeah, and that's what you want from your manager.
That's what we've been talking about all summer, mate. That's what we've been talking about these players doing,
the squad wasn't big enough. It'll be interesting to see if he changes it now next week. That's going to be the really interesting thing, because
I think he might make one or two, mate. I don't want to go into it too much because obviously the guys will talk about it in the week, but I think there may be now.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm just going to look at our fixtures actually coming up, because I know we've got Forest coming out. Good result, Forest today. West Ham blew
brilliant.
We've got Wolves, then Forest away,
then West Ham.
Then we've got the midweek game against West Ham away.
Yeah,
and then Fulham on the Saturday. So I think we'll go full strength at West Ham. He might make some changes for Fulham, and then we go to Man City.
Yeah.
So we've got Man City away. West Ham away, Man City away, Arsenal away. It's a tougher rate.
They're going to come thick and fast now. So, we're going to start seeing people come in and changing what we're doing and bits and pieces like that, mate. So, we've got the Chelsea one out the way. Again, we always struggle on. That's out the way. We've come out of that with a little bit more than we probably should have. So, we spoke about in previous pods, the first 5 games or whatever, that we had no points from it last season. We're already better off. I said 10 points. I thought if we got 10 points from those first 5 games, we'd have done all right.
I think we have to accept that we may not get 8 points out of Liverpool and City this season.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll do all right. But so anything we can make up or go above that is happy days as far as I'm concerned.
100%, mate. 100%.
So 2-2 draw. Happy days. Harry Kane with a 6th minute, was it?
94th. Yeah, whatever. 95th. Who cares? It's gone in the back of the net.
Let me have a look what Flash Score says. It says 90 plus 6. Yeah.
Yeah.
Conte and Tuchel sent off a 90 plus 8.
We'll take that all day. We'll take that all day.
Yeah, absolutely. Funnily, the only 2 players got booked today. One was Mendy for time wasting, which was interesting because that was on the hour mark. So it'd be interesting to see if the refs, because the refs always get these new directives, don't they? And it lasts about a bit like the steps rule or the number of seconds rule. It used to be 6 seconds. It, but they don't do that very often. And then Havertz got booked, didn't he?
Yeah,
probably because Romero wound him up.
Yeah,
that was brilliant, wasn't it? And JB Carragher loves Romero, doesn't he?
He does like him. He's a good player, mate. He's a top boy.
If he can just. He is starting to get the balance, because he did take hands out, but with a perfect good challenge, didn't he?
Yeah,
but the hair
it is that balance. That was dicey.
What happened before that? I was wondering if we might get a penalty or a foul given against us on the second corner we actually scored from after that, because you think the ref's always going to look.
Yeah. I mean, it was risky. We got away with it, mate. We got away with one full stop today, didn't we? So
big time.
Yeah,
and two good goals.
Yeah,
great performance, massive point, gives us massive confidence. It was absolutely spot on to the point, because we were terrible for pretty much until Richarlison came on.
Yeah, and we, like I said, we made it chaotic. Sorry, mate, made it chaotic, and that changed everything, didn't it? We sort of we give it away, but I just think it played into our hands a bit by sort of knocking them out their stride a bit.
Well, I mean, obviously Kane has scored in August before.
Yeah.
But
he just it's not very. He's not a. Yeah,
he doesn't start well. He doesn't start well, and Son traditionally after injuries doesn't start well.
Yeah,
and I think just because it was a long summer for him as well with South Korea.
Yeah,
he's not at it at all yet, so he's gonna have to play himself into form.
Yeah,
hopefully it won't take too long.
Yeah.
What else we got here? Anybody got any questions in the comments before we disappear. We've been on just under 50 minutes already. There's 50 of you watching. 33 have liked. Please can you click the like button.
Thanks for coming to watch.
Yeah, tomorrow night, Caller is on with HG standard. And I can't remember who else it is. I'll have a look.
I can't remember, mate, off the top of my head. Keep an eye on the socials.
The fourth guest is to be confirmed. It might be me because the person I'd line up hasn't responded.
Dave-O?
No, not on a Monday. Hold on, I'll have a look. I'll have a little look. So what did you think? What did you think of Dyer and Davis today, Gibbo?
I thought Dyer was a bit slow on the ball, to be fair. Davis did it. Just Dyer, some of his balls he got intercepted or they got in on him too quick. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
But they were under a lot of pressure, John. They were under constant pressure, weren't they? They were under pressure.
Yeah. Becky's the other guest tomorrow.
Yeah. Brilliant.
But there's a fourth to be confirmed as well. Here we go. Camille Sensor. When should we start Perisic versus West Ham or sooner? I think Gibbo said next week.
Next week. Get him in. Even if he plays 60 minutes, let's just get him in.
I was going to say, yeah. Give him 60 minutes.
Yeah.
And we know this guy's fit. I know he had an injury, but he's probably as fit as anyone else in the squad.
Yeah.
And
I think we will change it.
Yeah. Bring Cess on when their fullbacks are tired.
Yeah.
Give him a chance to run at them. But you could tell he was getting frustrated today. There was a booking coming for Cess if he'd stayed on.
Yeah, it just isn't happening for him. He's just not getting a lot of joy, is he? Playing for us at the moment.
Kukureya needs a haircut, not reversible.
Yeah, felt a bit like that.
His hand accidentally got caught.
Yeah.
Did his hand walk into a door? No, that's something else. My wife went on a run the other day, and she did fall over. And now she's got a big shiner. It looks like I've done something.
Oh, John.
Oh. Davis was doing a lot of deep noise breathing. I noticed.
Yeah.
That's a weird fetish, Kerry. I don't know what you're doing there. Great coverage. Thanks, Camille. We're trying.
Thank you. First time.
There's no run sheet. I did do the North London Derby, but that was a bit easier to do because we smashed them.
I don't think we really need a run sheet on these things. I think it might be a little bit better you just, going on emotion and, taking the energy out of the game, hopefully. So I think we've done a pretty decent job and, we can do more, get more people involved. And hopefully the more people who know that we do and will sort of like come in and join in the conversation.
If you'd like to get involved with the show, send myself or Gibbo a DM on Twitter. Yeah, by all means.
Get people even in the comments and stuff. We want this to be a more regular thing. If we can get people interested and make it better, get in there before a lot of the other people who do these sorts of things. That's what we want to do. We want to expand what we're doing. So thanks for joining in tonight, and it's been a decent response and obviously brilliant result. Yeah,
absolutely. And so on that note, we've been going 50 minutes, so I think we're going to call it to a close.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining me, Gibbo, even though I went into the wrong studio to begin with. I'm mistaken.
Yeah.
I went into
too much excitement for you.
Well, I got confused. I did a Brendan got confused. Cheers, Kerry. Good to see you as always.
Yeah. Cheers, James.
As number one son says, leave a like.
Yeah.
Have the players. I have wondered this, Hotspur Sam. This is a good question. Are they just leaving? We were so slow to start today, as we often are in these sort of games. Are they a bit knackered? I don't know.
Time will tell, mate. They got a week now.
We've got 552 coaches from the looks of it, and you think what they could work out the best who was at the level. Interesting comment actually by Martin Tyler on the commentary saying that Tuchel knows which players are better in the hot conditions, and but he wanted the mentally strong players today. I thought that was quite interesting. And sometimes I wonder about some of our players. Are they mentally strong enough? We know Romero is, and I think Dyer probably is, and Højbjerg probably is. And Bentancur just loves kicking people, doesn't he, for a living?
Yeah, he does like a kick.
Spurs need to. I've seen some tweets about this. Why would we buy Harry Maguire?
Let's not even get involved in that one.
I don't think we want Maguire and Dyer together.
No.
Yeah, I think Dyer I'm happy with, but he's a bit iffy at times.
Yeah.
Might be the way of the two, absolutely. I think they're
100%. Yeah, 100%, mate.
Yeah. So on that note, I'm gonna just queue up the end bit. I'm gonna say thanks, mate. I'll
no problem.
You're back on
Wednesday. Back on Wednesday. When one of the last Wednesday clubs of the season. Got a decent lineup. Keep an eye on the socials.
We might do a post West Ham game possibly. I might do it after the West Ham, because that's a Wednesday night, and the transfer window's the night after on the 1st of September for some reason I haven't quite worked out.
Get some
we
content
might do something
out
that night. And James will see you now. It's just one thing is that we look slow. We did look slow, James. Absolutely, we were too slow with too ponderous on the ball, but it's because we kept giving it away. I think they were worried about giving it away because the ball wasn't sticking with Harry. The ball wasn't sticking with Sonny.
No,
Kulu couldn't stick the ball. None of them. Chelsea were on it, and you have to give them credit for that. They were really up for it today, and they followed Tuchel's instructions. Cheers, Niall. So we need to be better in these games. We've got Man City away, Arsenal away, West Ham away, and if we're not up for it, they will take the points. We got away with it today. Yeah, we got away with it, and happy days for that. So on that note, I'm going to say, cheers for watching. 9 o'clock tomorrow. Well, 9:02. Whatever caller can be bothered to turn on. We'll be back. Gib will be back on Wednesday. I will be back on Friday, and we've got a Wolves fan, haven't we? We've got Wolves Dave, who came on last season twice. He's a very good guest. Again, and this is our plan. Every Friday or pre-match, we're going to try and get a fan for an opposition team. I thought Charlie was really good because you always worry about Chelsea fans a little bit. Yeah. And Glenn the week before, another one. You great guest. Well done, Gibbo, for that. And I'm going to say, come on, you Spurs.
Come on, you Spurs.